Well, hello traders, and welcome back to today's daily watch list. And well, today it's going to be a little different in the sense that we are going to focus on um, a possible breakout in metals, right, in gold, and a possible dip in the US dollar or DXY, right, on a retest and rejection of a massive level. So let's start with the DXY. And I mean, if you watch this daily watch list, and if you joined me yesterday on my live session, you already know that I am looking at a possibility of a let's call it a short-term reversal on the DXY right here at this massive level, right? These previous lows, this previous base, and of course these previous highs. Now, nothing is set on stone just yet. We are still in the short term bullish on the USD, but the DXY is creating a rising wedge with the upside being capped by this level right here. Okay, so this is on the daily, right? Now, please bear in mind that when I'm saying that DXY is printing a rising wedge, this is not yet confirmed. Why? Because it hasn't broken with yet. For it to be really confirmed, we need to break with these lows around the 92 level. So if we go to the hourly chart, right? And what has happened today on the DXY, you can see that we have seen some very strong selling pressure at the previous highs, where we have seen on historic price action the same behavior, right? The last time that we were trading here, the last time that we were trading at these highs, the DXY dropped about 0.75%, right? I'm not saying that this is going to happen. No one knows what's going to happen, but and more so because this was before the FOMC announcement of the possibility of rising or hiking rates. But you know, historic price action gives us clues. And the last time that we were here, we really dropped 0.75%. So we are seeing some heavy selling pressure here. And you know, we are printing new daily lows, new daily lows, and new daily lows. Right now, the DXY is on negative territory, about minus 0.13%. So if this continues, we are going to definitely pull back to at least the 92.49 to 92.50 level, or this previous base and these previous highs, right? And this is where the real battle between buyers and sellers is going to take place. Now, there is also the possibility of this being a bear trap and price continue to have a clean break and then pull back to retest the previous broken highs and then continue to the upside. So right now we are keeping an eye on the real short-term direction of the DXY, because right now we are trading in the middle of nowhere, right? This level 92.50 is a magnet for big buyers, right? So if we continue to break with the daily lows, there is a high probability that we are going to have a negative day to at least retest that 92.50. So that's what we have on the DXY at the moment. And let's have a look at gold. I mean, again, gold is still trading inside of this very volatile range. Yesterday, after the U.S. data on inflation, we had one of the most volatile price actions in metals that I have seen on the recent months. Let me show you what I mean by that. So let's go to the 5-minute chart. I don't trade the 5-minute chart. I just want to show you what happened yesterday, and you can see. I mean, so you can see how volatile this market was, right? I mean, a lot of traders, I reckon, they got really hurt trying to trade that announcement, and on this high volatility scenario with no real direction, right? This is still trading inside of that big range, and and it moved 1% to the downside, right? Just to pick up buyers and move around 0.95% to the upside, right? So I'm showing you this as a reminder on why we are keeping our trades away from metals. But having said that, right, let's go to the hourly chart and today's candle, right? If you remember earlier this week, I was talking about this candle right here. Let me just thicken this out for you guys, right? Let me just thicken these candles out. Now, this is quite interesting, right? Because that candle broke with the previous base, right? Trapping sellers, in my opinion, and it closed a lot higher than than those lows. Now, this is to me very bullish, right? Yesterday was, a very indecisive candle, but today's candle is looking pretty bullish. And to me, this smells a lot like a flat triangle breaking out to the upside, trapping a lot of sellers in the process, right? I'm keeping my longs in gold, as you already know. And let's have a look at the hourly chart and that breakout that I'm talking about. So the make it or break it level for bulls, my opinion, is the 1818 level, right? These previous highs, let me grab my brush, these previous highs, and this is where yesterday price completely crashed down for 1%. But again, we picked up buyers at the bottom of the range, and as you can see, buyers are stepping in higher and higher, creating again that flat triangle that I'm talking about. So I am still expecting that breakout on metals. And when this happens, and if this happens, no one knows if it's going to happen, right? If this breakout plays out, this is where we are going to start looking for buys in gold at retest of the 1818 level. Not before, because we are not going to be trading this highly volatile and uncertain, range. I'm just having a drink of my water. So silver, same thing, um, and yeah, metals. Our focus, of course, is gold. So that's still the story with this market waiting for that breakout. Again, if this does not play out, we are going to look for sales at the bottom of the range. So one of two scenarios is going to play out. One of two breakouts is going to play out, and when that happens is when we are going to start looking for that, right? All right, let's move on. And let's have a look at some major currency pairs, right? Let's start with the Euro US dollar, and let's have a look at the daily on the Euro USD. So the Euro US dollar, as you remember, I have been talking about price trading above and below this key level. And of course, right now trading in the middle of nowhere, right? In the middle of two key levels. The real retest would be these lows around the 171. I'm sorry, 117.16. That's the level, right? On the daily, right? Now let's have a look at the 4-hour chart, and if we look at the 4-hour chart, and if we zoom in a little bit, we might find some levels to trade off, right? Again, we might find these previous highs, which are the levels that we are trading right now. But again, we already broke with those lows, right? We broke with with last week's lows. This is still very much bearish to me, in the sense that for the past month or so, we have been printing new weekly lows and new new lower weekly lows and new lower weekly highs. Now, let's have a look at the hourly chart. So the hourly chart, right? We are trading above the 118 level. That is massive. Okay. So below the 118 level is extremely bearish to me, right? Even with the DXY, really. All right. So what was I saying? I'm sorry, I paused the video, so I'm going to take it from the beginning, right? With price trading below the 118 level, very important psychological level, and of course the previous uh, levels on the very short term that we found buyers, right? Again, here and here yesterday, of course. Now we are trading below that level, right? And even though the DXY is dipping, right, which is bullish for the Euro USD, we are not going to buy into any weakness on the Euro USD at the moment. Now, the setup, the possible scenario to buy this market would be the DXY really crashing, right, which would be very bullish for the Euro US dollar, and the Euro US dollar cleanly breaking with the 118 level, right, and retesting that level, stabilizing above the 118 level, so we can get a great risk to reward ratio on a buy. Right now, it's a little bit of a gamble to be buying into this, and to be completely and utterly honest, doesn't look like much. I mean, we are not going to sell this market because we are short-term bullish on the US dollar. Now let's go back to the DXY, right? And as you can see, we are seeing a buying pressure coming up on the DXY. As I mentioned before, the other scenario would be buying pressure jumping in and a clean break of the 92.80. So it's a little bit of a gamble right now to trade the Euro USD. And to be completely honest with you, I am not a fan of shorting the bottom of a trend, right? As you can see here, we are definitely at the bottom of the very long-term trend on the Euro USD. So unless the Euro US dollar, right, breaks with the 118 level, stabilizes above the 118 level, we are not going to get involved in this market. Let's have a look at the pound. The pound had is having a bullish day. It's up 0.25%. We're not going to look at the daily or the 4-hour chart, but we are going to look at the hourly chart, right? Again, we're not going to get involved in this market at the moment. Right, again, I had to pause the video because we were looking at a signal, but that'll be sent right now. The GBPUSD, we're talking about the GBPUSD. I think I already mentioned that the pound, well, I don't remember what I was talking about, so I'll take again from the top. Yeah, I mean, the pound is up about 0.25% today, but again, this is a massive key level. We're trading below the weekly pivot, and the upside is being capped by that 138.60 level. So, again, the pound USD, we were looking for longs at the break of these highs. That didn't pan out, right? We deleted that pending order. That's why we use stop orders. And again, we are at the bottom of a midterm bearish move, right? And we are seeing a lot of buying pressure around the 138. So I would like to go to take a long position in the pound, but that will happen once we break with the 139 level, have a clean break, and then a retest, right? Right now, it's just a waiting game on the pound US dollar. The US dollar Japanese yen, very, let me just delete this. Very interesting what's happening here. So let's have a look at the 4 hour on the US dollar Japanese yen, right? The US dollar Japanese yen had a clean break of the 110.40 level, right? A clean break. And now it has pulled back in a bearish flag, right? The impulsive move is to the downside and the choppy pullback is to the upside. This is very clear that we are in trading inside of a pullback. Now, this is the level to watch on the US dollar Japanese yen. Right now, there is absolutely no setup to go short, of course, but because price could keep on just chopping higher and higher and higher. We don't know when. Well, we actually know when to enter, right? So we need to wait for the break of the 110.20 and this previous key level on the US dollar Japanese yen. But I am looking for shorts in this market. Definitely looking for shorts in this market. But today is not going to be the day, right? Let's finish up this session by looking at what we can do is we already did the EURUSD, the pound USD, US dollar Japanese yen, yeah, let's have a look at Bitcoin, right, and some cryptocurrencies. Now, if you remember on my last session, I was talking about the possibility of being long Ethereum, right? My buy stops did not get triggered, right? That's why I use buy stops. And well, right now, the level that I'm looking at are these previous spike lows, right? So in Ethereum, right now, what I'm waiting for actually is the retest of the 1745 level or so, where we have seen big buyers jumping, right? And I'm not going to be buying blindly here at the retest of the 1750 level or so. I really need to see some kind of a rejection like before in order to get involved. But this move to the downside in cryptocurrencies seems like it's not going to be ending soon. Why? Just have a look at the lower highs that Ethereum has been printing, right? And the flat lows. This is a flat triangle, and a flat triangle is a continuation pattern. So to get involved long in Ethereum, I really need to see a rejection around the 1717 level to 1750 level or so. But to be completely honest, just looking at technicals, right, and patterns in this market, that flat triangle screams bearish continuation. So if we have a break of the 1760 level, right, this would be the place to look for sales for a real sell-off in this market, right? So heads up to that too. Let's continue to follow the signals, trade well, and yeah, have a great trading day.